Thank you so much, Cheryl Teh, coming in from Malaysia. So lovely to be brought into the room today with some special sounds from your zone and your time zone. Everybody, let's wave a big hello to Cheryl Teh, coming in from Malaysia. It
Good
is
morning.
very late at night where Cheryl is. Everybody, please help me wave to all the folks out there on the live stream. Hi to the folks on YouTube. And hi to the folks out there on Facebook Live. We're glad you've joined us today. You've reached the daily antidote of song. Today is day 2,172 consecutive days of singing here in the daily antidote of song. It's a big number that just keeps getting bigger, and we're super glad you've decided to join us on this particular day. I am also going to say hello to all the folks in the room here. A big hello to everybody here. Everybody take a minute to wave at each other. I see we've got folks coming in from a bunch of different US states. I see that we have the UK over there, and I see we have Canada over there. Ken Whiteley actually is going to be our song leader this week, new to us in the room. Nice to have you joining us today, Ken. Let's see, and who else do we have? I see Canada, I said that, UK. All right, I think I've got everybody. Let's all take a deep breath. Super excited to be singing with Cheryl Teh again. We've not had her in here in a while. It does feel like it's not very fair to ask her to stay up until midnight to sing with us, but she's been so kind so many times. Cheryl Teh is the founder of KL Sings, and she uses music in working with seniors. And we've been blessed when we've sung with her before to actually sing songs from her native folk traditions. And Cheryl, I think today is no different. So
Yep.
we are very excited to hear what the song is that you have for us today and to learn our part. It is International Teach Music Week this week. So Cheryl's going to teach us, and we're ready.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. Good
Good
afternoon,
morning.
evening. Yeah, so I'm going to teach you. The title of this one is called Nona Nona Zaman Sekarang. And let's just go through the words and the melody. So the first line, you'll see it in your screen, I think. So it goes, Nona Nona Zaman Sekarang. Your turn. 3, 4. Nona Nona Zaman Sekarang. Second line will be, tak boleh ditegur, tak boleh ditegur, tak boleh dilarang, tak boleh dilarang. I'm going to do those 3 lines again. Okay, so together with me, 3, 4. Nona Nona zaman sekarang, tak boleh ditegur, tak boleh dilarang. The next 3 lines have the same melody pattern. Okay, so bajunya pendek, bertambahlah jarang, itu menjadi hati gembira. I'm going to go through that again. So bajunya pendek, bertambahlah jarang, itu menjadi hati gembira. And I'm going to go through that whole chorus with you, okay? Nona Nona Zaman Sekarang, tak boleh ditegur, tak boleh dilarang. Bajunya pendek, bertambahlah jarang, itu menjadi hati gembira. So that's the chorus.
Very nice. Thank you, Cheryl. How's everybody feeling?
Okay? Let's
Okay,
go
I
through it
think we're
again.
ready. Let's sing it.
Okay, we're gonna sing it and then I'll go into a verse and then you come back and join me at the chorus, okay? Nona Nona zaman sekarang, tak boleh ditegur, tak boleh dilarang. Bajunya pendek, bertambahlah jarang, itu menjadi hati gembira. Nonalah jangan, bikin keliru. Tidaklah kenal, cina melayu. Pipinya merah, pula disapu. Sekarang sudah jadi tidak tentu. Chorus. Nona Nona zaman sekarang, tak boleh ditegur, tak boleh dilarang. Bajunya pendek, bertambahlah jarang, itu menjadi hati gembira dalam dunia. Panas banyak rusuhan, banyak yang jadi perkara tak sopan. Dalam dunia banyak penggoda, banyak yang jadi rusak binasa. Chorus. Nona Nona zaman sekarang, tak boleh ditegur, tak boleh dilarang. Bajunya pendek, bertambahlah jarang, itu menjadi hati gembira.
Woo! Thank you so much. Everybody, let's give it up for Cheryl Teh. Beautiful. Thank you, Cheryl. It is always so much fun to sing with you and to learn a little bit of your language, very, very little, and also to learn a little bit more about your traditions. I think you said this is an old song, and
So this song is from the 30s, from the 1930s. And in the original recording, it actually has a little bit of a Charleston feel to it, with a little papa papa, that song. So I would have imagined in those days they would have heard it through the airways, the radio, and then they would have incorporated it into the music from the late 20s kind of, the 20s dance. So it has a bit of a Charleston feel to it. It's a really cute song because if you look at the lyrics, Nona is Nona Nona. It refers to young unmarried ladies, right? So basically, you're saying that these young ladies, you can't comment on what they're wearing, and you can't forbid them, and their clothes are getting shorter, the skirts are getting shorter, and becoming a little bit more see-through, and it's going to make the heart happy, the heart of probably some guy who's probably looking at them. And the song is from the 30s, and it was made popular in the 60s again by an Indonesian Dutch singer named Sandra Riemer. So the song had a revival. But I can see how this song could be sung across the ages, because parents always have problems with their children's dressing. It's getting shorter and shorter and shorter. It's getting, more transparent. Yeah. So I think it's a song that can be sung even today. It's really relevant.
so that is great. I love it. When we were in sound check, we were talking about how, someone could potentially, a younger person could take offense to it, right? Which is not unlike the generational dynamic of, the parents
Yes.
having one set of thoughts and the children taking offense to whatever their parents think. I also
Parents,
think it's
young girls will always take offense to what their parents are saying anyway. So yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of their job, right? We were all there. We were all kids at some point, probably not liking everything our parents said. Um, so I think it's also an interesting play for me culturally because Nona in my Italian culture is grandmother, and so for me there's that funny little thing where the word Nona is coming in and then the sort of forbidding. So for me that's crossing over because it would of course be the Nona who would be very frustrated with the length of the skirt.
Right. Okay. Yeah. We call them nyonya if it's like an older lady. Nyonya, nyonya. So this is nona. So it's like young, unmarried lady, young lady. Yeah.
I love it. So Cheryl, thanks for bringing us a great song where we can be chatting about the notion of sort of women's roles or women's, expectations in different cultures. It's Women's History Month here in the U.S. Do you want to say anything more about, how the song plays for women or women in Malaysia or anything before we start chatting about what
So
you've
the
got
the
going on?
first verse, if you look at the words, it's quite an interesting one because it says like young lady, don't confuse us, because if you say the second line says Tidaklah, kenal, cina, melayu. Cina is Chinese, Melayu is Malay. So in Malaysia we have predominantly Chinese, Malay, Indian. So we have people with different color skins, just like a lot of places in the world. And it says there, because of the way they are dressing and they are putting on so much makeup, you can't recognize if you're Chinese or Malay, and it's causing confusion. So makeup is something that connects, I think, all women across all different races as
Yeah.
well. Yeah. And then the second verse talks about like a bit bigger picture. It says in this world, there's a lot of riots. I mean, riots is a very strong word for the word rusuhan, like disturbance, I suppose. So ladies, be more careful, basically. And in the world, there's a lot of penggoda means like it's a stronger word than a person who's teasing. It could border on like a very strong teaser, right? And then and all this is just destroying a lot of things in the world. So that the second verse becomes like a bit of a bigger picture in the world context as well.
Very, very nice. Thank you, Cheryl. That's great. So I do think it's also interesting. We were talking about the sort of the teen parent dynamic and that sense of disapproving or, dress styles. But it's also, I would say, particularly significant for women because they are more generally, constricted in dress
Yes.
styles around the
Yes.
globe at different times and in different ways in all different countries. So it is also, even though there's that teen parent dynamic, there's also that male female
Yeah, you can
dynamic.
imagine in the 30s, like in Malaysia, we would wear very long, like sarongs, like long skirts which reach to the ground, and everything would be pretty much covered, right? Like all your hands would cover. You wouldn't show much skin. So I guess as it goes through the ages, the skirts get shorter and the sleeves get shorter as well, and then you end up like wearing what I'm wearing, which is sleeveless tonight. Okay.
So I'm so glad that you can be appropriately dressed right now for the weather over there.
Yes,
Tell us,
very warm.
yeah. So what is it like there today?
All year it's around like, oh, I don't know what is it in Fahrenheit. In Celsius it's like about 35. I don't know what that is. It's hot. It's hot. I mean, it's humid. Malaysia is humid. It's hot. We don't get different weather. We get it. It's rainy or it's hot or it's humid. Though we did get a lot of rain during about 3 weeks ago was Chinese New Year, so we did get a lot of rain. So it was actually quite cool. It went down to like 28 degrees Celsius. So it's very cool for us. Like wow, we need a jumper.
So it sounds someone has yep. Thank you, Ken Whiteley in
Thank you.
Toronto just said 35 is about 90 degrees Fahrenheit. So that helps all of us understand 90 is pretty warm.
Pretty warm,
And
right?
and yet, we're hearing from you. So I do want to take a moment here while we are singing. It's Women's History Month, and we're also singing justice songs. And I just want to say that environmental justice is a thing that we should all have on our radar. So in Malaysia, as well as here and around the globe, the increasing odd weather events, or that it isn't supposed to be this temperature now here, etc., is something that we need to all have in our mind. What we can be doing, and how many more people who are in positions of power we can poke to take all of these climate shifts seriously, because it's a real big thing right now.
Yes. Climate change
So
is real.
yeah, yes, thank you. It's so silly that we have to even say those words, right? Climate change is real. But right now, at least coming from over here in the United States side of things, I know that there are a lot of things that seem very surreal and that have us scratching our heads as to how can this even be happening. And so
Yes.
I'm going to take a moment to just shout out all the folks right now around the world who are, experiencing sadness or grief or struggles or war, and especially the ones who are being directly affected by our actions here, which is way too many other nations that we are affecting right now. Cheryl Teh, tell us what you have coming up. I know you said you got something interesting.
Yes, I do. So about 40 years ago, I was in a little musical called Guys and Dolls. I'm sure all of you know the musical. Okay, I was a bit younger then. Yeah, I was in the orchestra. So 40 years later, I get to put it on again with my senior community because thankfully they now have a Guys and Dolls senior version. So I think we're the first ones out in Malaysia to actually get the license to produce the show, Guys and Dolls Senior. So it's a trip down memory lane for me, and I'm really blessed because I have the original Sarah. I've got two or three actors from the original show I did 40 years ago in my production because they are now slightly older, so they can be in the senior version. So I'm really excited. Yeah, it's like just hearing the songs. It's like just putting me in a little bubble, of song.
That is awesome. I love it, Cheryl. And that's really neat that you're potentially the first one in Malaysia to get the license and to do the version there. I think that's really, really neat. And hands up, everybody, to anybody who wants to live in a little bubble of song right now, because that's where I kind of want to live. And, it's a good place to enter and then to figure out what we can do from inside the strength of that.
Yes, definitely.
Whew, yeah. So, anything else you want to tell us about? I know you do a lot of work with seniors. Anything specifically?
Oh yeah, so I also every week I visit a senior retirement village here in Malaysia. So I'm happy to announce I just celebrated my 100th session with them. So I can't believe it. Every week for over 100 sessions, about over 2 years. Yeah.
All right, that's amazing. I love anniversaries. We are also coming up on a big one here, April 6th. So everybody please keep your eyes out because we're going to be celebrating. I don't even know how many days it will be by then, but we'll be celebrating a sixth birthday, which seems impossible. End of 6 years of singing together every day and moving into the beginning of our seventh year, which is
That's how long I've
completely.
known you guys too. Six
I know.
years.
I know. Isn't that
Pandemic,
crazy?
right? Since the
Yeah.
pandemic.
Yep, since the pandemic. And if I didn't know I had never met you because I've never been to Malaysia, I would totally feel like I've already met you because that's what happens in this space, right? While we're in this
Exactly.
space with, yep, it's beautiful. Cheryl, anything else you want to say before we sing that great song with you again?
No, I'm good. Anything else?
No, I think it's great. Can we run through it once more?
Sure. So you have to be a little bit cheeky when you're singing this song, right? So like be a little bit like a parent telling just being like frustrated, going like, children of these days can't tell them anything, can't comment on anything. So yeah, get into your parent mode. Nona, nona, zaman sekarang tak boleh ditegur, tak boleh dilarang. Bajunya pendek, bertambahlah jarang. Itu menjadi hati gembira. Nonalah, jangan, bikin keliru. Tidaklah kenal, cina, melayu. Pipinya merah, pula disapu. Sekarang sudah tak jadi tak tentu. Nona, nona, zaman sekarang tak boleh ditegur, tak boleh dilarang. Bajunya pendek, bertambahlah jarang. Itu menjadi hati gembira dalam dunia. Banyak rusuhan, banyak yang jadi perkara tak sopan dalam dunia. Banyak penggoda, banyak yang jadi rusak binasa. Chorus. Nona, nona, zaman sekarang tak boleh ditegur, tak boleh dilarang. Bajunya pendek, bertambahlah jarang. Itu menjadi hati gembira.
Thank you so much. Everybody, let's give it up for Cheryl Teh, staying up
Thank
till
you.
midnight 20 over there in Malaysia to sing with us. Cheryl, it's always such a treat. And especially want to thank you
Welcome.
for being so good at picking the songs that are simplest enough melodies that we can actually learn a little bit and sing along with you. You've been really great at that every time we've
I
had
hope
you.
you all enjoyed it. It's kind of a cutesy song.
It's
Thank you.
really cute. Everybody who enjoyed it, let's please show Cheryl Teh. Thank you so much, Cheryl, for joining us in International Teach Music Week here in the Daily Antidote of Song. And I do really feel like we have learned something super special today. I want to take a minute also just to say what else we're doing this week. So yesterday we sang with the Nields. We were singing an Italian song. So that was what we started our Teach Music Week out with. Nields coming from Massachusetts. Cheryl Teh coming in today from Malaysia. Thanks again, Cheryl. Tomorrow we're singing with Ken Whiteley out of Toronto, Canada. New to us, and we're really excited and grateful that he's joined us today for singing. Jamie Buns singing from Kansas on Thursday. Malara from the UK on Friday. Steph Payne joining us from Australia, where it will also be very, very late on Saturday. And Suzette Ortiz is going to bring us Puerto Rican music from her native Puerto Rico. She is new to us as well, and she'll be joining us from New Jersey. Thanks for being here for International Teach Music Week, while we are also singing women's history songs and justice songs, because that is this month. I want to thank everybody for being here. Can everybody please say one more thank you to Cheryl?
Thank you.
Now, everybody take 1 second to wave at Ken Whiteley, who we'll see tomorrow. Hi, Ken. Nice to see you. And everybody please help me wave goodbye to all the folks out there on the live stream. Thanks, gang.